times.
You must keep the door closed
Because
at
the
all
sign
times.
says, I don't know how you ever bring a car into that garage.
It's not a garage. It's a large studio. It's a
It's a
soundstage.
Yes, it's a soundstage.
At all times.
Do you know how many things started in a garage?
This podcast.
Yeah, this episode.
That's one.
That's about it. Yeah, one. We got one. I'm not saying this garage. I'm saying a garage.
The garage.
Uh,
All right.
okay. Hey, do we want to do a podcast tonight?
I don't know. Is anybody watching?
There's no.
It's really hard to tell.
Are we here by ourselves?
Google doesn't count well. Google does many things well. Counting is not one of them.
One person watching a podcast.
Ah.
Ooh.
Oh, I did that this week to my kids. And they're like, Dad, what are you doing? Oh, I let you down. I'm sorry. You didn't watch enough Sesame Street.
I saw the Count puppet in the Smithsonian this year in Washington, D.C.
Very cool.
Yes.
You can count on it?
Yes.
But
I go way back.
Cookie Monster's still my favorite.
Well, of course.
Well, yes, of course.
Close second,
doesn't
though,
love
is
it?
Grover.
Oh, Grover or Super Grover?
Grover before Super Grover, though Super Grover, pretty cool.
The monster at the end of the book.
Monster at the end of the book.
You ever read that?
Who's he?
We're
It
not
was
familiar.
It was a kid's book. Well, still is. And
We have Dora Moore and Air Rooster.
there you go.
Hey, how about that?
Anyway, the book is Grover doesn't want you to turn the page because he's worried about the monster at the end of the book. And of course, when you get there,
Oh, I've seen that one. I've seen that book when
we read it when I was a kid, and then we read it to my kids. And
I think we used to get that one from the library. The kids would keep taking the same book out of the library.
Did they check it out or just take it?
No, they just took it.
Okay.
They're monkey
kept
kids.
returning it, taking
It's that
it.
socialist Canada thing you've got going up there.
Easy.
Oh, sorry.
My friend entertained his toddler daughter with the same movie over and over and over again because that's all she wanted to watch. Until the one weekend he was trying to get work done, and he said, "Here," and he plopped her in front of the TV and put in that movie, and she looked at it, and she looked at because she wanted to be with Dad. She looked at him and she said, "Dad, I've seen this."
Really? Now you've seen this?
Kidding. Exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. End,
Hmm.
if you'd be so kind to play music, I'll hit record on the recording device.
Are you speeding?
Give me a count.
A count? One.
Geocaching podcast.
Different kind of count.
How about 5, 4, 3?
Well, here we are on a wonderful Thursday night. Welcome to Caching into the Northwest. This is the only podcast dedicated to geocaching in the great Pacific Northwest. We'll talk about caches and caches unique to this little corner of the country. So grab a Frogg Toggs Chilly Pad. It's time to go high temperature summer geocaching in the Northwest.
That's right, everyone. It is summer around here, and boy, those Frogg Toggs Chilly Pads, they're pretty nice things. You know, we've been breaking temperature records around Seattle, Puget Sound, the Great Northwest on a regular basis in these parts. I even heard it was the hottest July 4th in Seattle since they started keeping track of things like that. So I have to say it's times like this that I'm glad I'm not covered in monkey fur, because that would just be way too hot. But I know someone who is, and who recently made a trip to a very hot geocaching event that we're going to talk about later. I'm speaking, of course, of our very own Land Monkey. So, Mr. Land Monkey, please tell us you have some Canadian coolness headed our way from the Great White North.
Well, here in the Great White North, we are currently hot, hot, hot. It is very warm here, just like it is there. I believe probably same temperature range. In fact, gosh, I don't know if it's even been hotter north of the border. All the igloos have melted. The polar bears have taken off their fur coats. But on the plus side, we do have some winter games coming here soon.
Whoa.
And there will be more about that later. But this week, as you have mentioned, we do have some memories and experiences to share about our recent trip to the Tri-Cities area of Washington State, where we enjoyed the Geocoin Challenge event in spite of the hot weather there. Just to spite it, for no other reason.
Just to spite it. Is it true that you could actually fry eggs on the sidewalks there?
You could fry eggs on your forehead.
Ooh, that's not good.
That's hot.
Now, we know hot, but listeners, we want to hear about you, about your hottest caches that you've been to. Maybe the hottest caching locations in the Northwest, in your own voice. Now, each week on our podcast, we're going to play back caches or play back calls that you've called into us. You know the easiest way to do that? Go to 253-693-TFTC with your favorite cache, and we'll play it on the podcast as soon as we can. Your message just needs to be about 15 minutes long. That's long enough to say your geocaching name, the GC code, and the name of the cache and why you liked it. If we play it on an episode, you will win some cool swag. So this week's entry is from the Tri-Cities Geocoin Challenge itself. Let's take a listen.
Go for it, man.
This is Air Rooster. I'm at the Tri-Cities Geocoin Challenge right now, talking with Land Monkey and Signal the Frog. And my favorite geocache in the Northwest would be the phone booth on the Headquarters Geo Tour.
Awesome. Thanks.
No problem.
Yeah, that was great. And it was awesome to meet Air Rooster in person, so that was cool. And folks, it is July, and that means the hashtag Geocache Road Trip contest is well underway. From July 1st to July 31st, email your photos with the hashtag Geocache Road Trip somehow inserted, thank you guys, somehow inserted into that photo. You just have to get that hashtag Geocache Road Trip inserted into the photo. Then email it to geocachingroadtripcontest@gmail.com, and you could win prizes. We have prizes from coinsandpins.com. We have prizes from World Caching. We have prizes from Landsharks. We have prizes from Cully Long How to Puzzle Cache. We have prizes from Munzie. We have prizes from Cache Advance, and from the organization represented by our recent guest, we have prizes from Open Caching North America. We have so many prizes, you need to win some now.
Prizes, prizes, prizes. That's amazing. You know, he's right, folks. Get those entries in soon. There's never been a better summer to have a hashtag Geocache Road Trip than 2015. And since we're talking about road trips, as you just heard, the Land Monkeys took a road trip to the Tri-Cities Geocoin Challenge, and they collected the geocoins from all 4 of the Tri-Cities. Figure that one out. I think we count differently in the U.S. than Canada or something, but I digress. There may have been 4 cities to get coins from in the Tri-Cities Geocoin Challenge. The temperatures, though, were in the triple digits that weekend, as I recall. Yeesh.
Oh, yes, it was cooking. The hottest I recall seeing was around 111 Fahrenheit. Basically, that's stupidly hot. Anyways, hey, I also have to apologize at this point in time in the podcast for not being super prepared this week. I've been attending a project management professional certification boot camp. Boy, that's a mouthful. So I've just been flat out busy with preparing to get back into the job market. But on the plus side, I will be able to project manage any geocaching events folks would like to have.
Hey, we're going to take you up on that.
Did it take you just all week to get the title of that boot camp down?
That was the first 2 days.
Okay.
The first day, yeah.
Well, you guys are moving right along there. Well, did you guys happen to know that I used to live in the Tri-Cities?
I did not know
Yes.
that.
I've been
Now-
there. I visited you.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. We lived at a binary address in the
Yes.
Tri-Cities. 1110.
1110.
Nice.
I can go ahead and say it. We don't live there anymore. 1110 Pompano Court.
Pompano
Go
Court.
ahead.
For some reason, I
Stop
remember.
by.
Yeah, drop by. Say hi.
I think that's what 14 in binary. Is that? I just off the top of my head. I
I
don't know.
think pretty close, yeah.
If that's correct, that's crazy.
Yeah, he can think in binary. If you've got any puzzle caches in binary, just send them. Go ahead, send them to Wits End. He'll solve them, send them back to you.
Call 253-693-TFTC.
That's right.
And read off the binary code, and he'll answer it. Oh. But,
how was
you
life
know,
in the Tri-Cities when you lived there?
It was hot.
Yeah.
Now, it is a high desert. Okay, so you've got, sagebrush blowing around in the wind. It looks like a western town. But on the other hand, there's snow in the winter because, there's very little vegetation there to hold the heat. And when it gets cold, it gets very cold. I mean, we're talking several feet of snow at times.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
that's... Well, go ahead.
I was going to say true seasons, not like the Puget Sound region where it's pretty temperate and moderate all year round.
No, there's a point where the sagebrush turns, less brown. That's what we call spring. Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Well, I'll tell you, despite all my whinging and complaining about the temperatures, I do have to say that we had an awesome time. Fortunately, we had air conditioning in the truck. But even all of that aside, we had a fantastic time, and I really have to thank our host for the event, Jen Davis, who, my goodness, did she and her volunteer crew ever put on an amazing event. And folks, we have a little audio clip here that I was able to capture with the very, very busy Jen Davis. She just made a little bit of time, about 3 minutes with us, so we thought we would share that with you guys. Hey folks, it's the Land Monkey at the Tri-Cities 2015 Geocoin Challenge event. Having a great time so far this morning. Not too hot yet.
Not too hot.
And I'm here with Jen Davis. Hi, Jen.
Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for putting this on.
Of course. I couldn't do it without my volunteers. That's for dang sure.
There you go. So, Jen, so far we're just getting started on the official day of the event, but there's been a couple of events leading up to this. And what would you say so far has been the highlight?
How many people have already showed up? I mean, for Thursday, when the lab caches went live, within the matter of 20-30 minutes, we had 50 plus people have already found some of the lab caches. So to see how many people came into town to start with the lab caches has been awesome. And even the turnout that night for the lab cache kind of get together, we had an amazing turnout. And then last night for the meet and greet, wow, we had over 200 people just last night at the meet and greet.
That was great at
yes.
the meet and greet. And I love the fact that there was nice big fans in the room.
Yes, because it was hot by then, yes.
That's awesome. So what's the highlight of the weekend going to be, do you think, as we go forward through today and tomorrow?
The highlight is having people come back with their completed passport to receive their coin. I'm so excited to see people's faces, expressions, thoughts, happiness on seeing this year's coin, because to me this is the best yet. This coin is the best. And I don't know how we're going to top it next year. I have no idea.
But that's JD and Lisa's problem, isn't it?
That is JD and Lisa's. I'm putting that on them. Actually, they even told me that last night. They said, Jen, why did you do that this year? Why did you make the bar so high? I don't know. Yeah, so we all have a challenge, for sure.
Fantastic. So if anybody didn't get the chance to make it down here, but they're listening to our show and they're listening to all the excitement going on of this event. Of course, now everybody's walked away from the photo, so it sounds really quiet. But that's good for the interview.
That is.
But you folks, you missed out. You got to be here next year. Jen, what should they know?
It is the last weekend in June. So whatever that very last weekend is, put it on your calendar now for next year. And who knows, after today, we'll know on Sunday if we have any coins left. And I'll be posting that on our Facebook page, how many coins we have left. So if you couldn't make it this weekend, but possibly throughout the next week or so, you might still have a chance to get a coin.
Ooh, all right. So by the time this episode airs, you're probably hosed, but
Could be, yes. Hopefully, that'll be good. That'll be a good thing.
Awesome. All right, Jen, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me.
Have an awesome event.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks, Len Monkey, for doing that. That sounds like you had an awesome time there, and it sounds like it's probably too late for most of our listeners to get over there, and certainly for me to get over there and get that coin. But thank you for posting a video of the coin itself. Yes, folks, a video of a geocoin.
This isn't just your standard geocoin. If you're not watching us live, and by the way, you can watch us live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Pacific. Just head on over to the Caching NW Google Plus page. You can follow everything. You really needed video to capture the details and size of a coin that size. I say coin, but it's actually multiple coins, or at least multiple parts of a complex geocoin masterpiece / treasure map. I mean, as you said in the interview, they definitely set the bar high.
They really did. And yes, for those who are watching the live stream video, you can see the coin is larger than my head.
That's why he needed to take a truck down to the Tri-Cities in order to transport this geocoin home.
That's right. But hey, I'll tell you what, folks. If you are coming to the July 18th event, I will bring the coin there. Wits End and I will be at the event, and you can take a look at it there if you didn't get a chance to see it on the video or tonight.
Will it be discoverable? Can they discover it?
It is currently discoverable, but you have to find me to discover it.
Ooh.
Or Mrs. Land Monkey. Not just.
There's enough parts you can hand it out to several people.
No, I can't. No, I won't.
Mrs. Land Monkey says no.
Mrs. Land Monkey will hurt you. All right, but yes, it is cool, and there are multiple parts. Basically, the coin. If you didn't catch our episode we did with JD and Lisa a few weeks back, where they explained it, basically there are 4 magnetic X's. So these little X's here that I'm showing on the coin, each with a little gem, and each has the name of one of the 4 Tri-Cities. I don't understand. And the date, or the year, I should say, that Tri-City was incorporated. And they all go on to a piratey type map that is reasonably accurate in showing the general location of that city in the Tri-City area. Super cool. It's just pictures, video don't really do it justice. Come by and see Wits End and I and Mrs. Land Monkey at the July 18th event, and you can check it out.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
It's just really cool. All right, I'm not looking at the script. Where am I?
Are you going to make it next year?
Thank you. We're going to see. I'm not sure. That was that was quite the drive down. That was like a six or so hour drive down. So it's a big investment in time. I'm not sure if we'll make it every year, but I'm really, really glad we made it this year.
Well, I hope you do, and I hope I'm able to go, and I hope many of the people listening will be able to go as well. And we'll have to just let you crash here at Wits End HQ for a night and break that drive up, maybe.
That would work.
This past year for me has been really, really busy. I was just thinking as I was listening to this that I have some podcasts I listen to regularly, and I didn't stay current on them with all the things I had to do this year. Now that it's summer, I have just slightly more time, and I'm catching up on those things and listening to episodes from 6, 8, 10, 12 months ago. I'm thinking there might be a listener out there. He or she is listening to this podcast for the very first time, and as they're listening to it, we're approaching the end of June 2016, coming up on that event that you enjoyed so much. So, Land Monkey, or Bad Cop, what would you tell them if they're listening to it right now and that event's around the corner?
Well, the first thing I would tell them is jump in the car and go. I really wish I had been able to go myself. And, it is the Tri-Cities. It doesn't matter what the weather's like. It's going to be warm. So make sure you take 2, 3, 4 gallons of water with you. some of the places you can go are pretty remote. That fourth city, West Richland, there's not a lot out there. At least when I lived there wasn't a lot. I actually enjoyed West Richland. I liked it better than Pasco. But I'm not picking my favorite Tri-City by any means. Land Monkey, you were just there. What would you say?
That's funny. Hey, actually, I'm not sure. I think it was in West Richland, Badger Hill, Badger Mountain.
Badger Mountain. Mm-hmm.
I think that's in West Richland.
Mm-hmm.
One of the caches is right up there, and there's also an Earth cache that we didn't have loaded in our pocket query at the time. Not happy about that, but I'll get over it eventually. Sorry?
Heavens to Murgatroyd.
I know, right? Like, seriously, what the heck? Anyways, but if you go up there to find, because the caches that were placed for this event are permanent caches, so if you go up there, it's an amazing view. You see the entire Columbia Valley area from up there. It's amazing. So, and some really nice big houses up there, because I guess that's all, from what the bad cop's saying, that's all fairly newly developed. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. And I would agree with the bad cop sentiment. If it's whether it's now and you have a year to plan, or whether it's you're listening to this podcast like Wits End was suggesting, and you have 2 weeks to plan, go for it. If you can somehow manage to get down there and check out this event, it's pretty awesome. They do a pretty amazing job. And in fact, we have got just a couple more sound bites that we recorded as we were actually on the Geocoin trail. Hey guys, so it's the Land Monkeys. We are walking to the first cache in the Geocoin challenge. So we're still in Sacagawea Park, and these caches will remain here after the event. They are permanent caches, and if you're quick enough, if you heard our interview with Jen earlier, and you come down, you didn't make it for the event, but you come down here, you can maybe still get a Geocoin if they have any left. But check the event website to watch the quantity of coins left after the event if you weren't able to make it down here. But we're enjoying a beautiful day. The sun is just trying to break through the clouds, so it's still reasonably temperate. Oh, look, Canadian geese. That's nice. That makes me feel at home. All right, let's go find this geocache.
I feel like I was there listening to that. I can almost duck the Canadian goose stuff right along with you.
Be careful where you step, then.
Yeah. I really like a lot of things Canadian. I don't care for the Canadian geese, but that's another subject. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that with the Land Monkeys going to an event, I bet there's also some awesome video footage over at Land Monkeys Geocaching Adventures on YouTube, isn't there?
I have no doubt there is.
Yeah.
Now, I do need to say, when I lived in the Tri-Cities, I was not a geocacher, nor was there geocaching. So, yes, I'm old.
Wow.
But, the Tri-Cities is an awesome place to hike and explore. Maybe when the temperature is, let's say, below 100 degrees.
That'd be preferred.
Yeah. Before we get going any farther, I need to address some things in the Q&A. First of all, Three Hams in a Row says it's a beautiful coin, and it really is. It's really quite a piece of artwork.
Oh, the coin. I thought he was talking about me.
And the next comment we have comes again from Three Hams in a Row. Has Jay hired security to ensure his Geocoin doesn't go AWOL at the July 18th event? And really, that's the reason Wits End is going.
I was just going to say Wits End and his daughter. Yes.
I'm bringing reinforcements with me. So, problem is, the Land Monkeys have Nexus cards and can beat me over the border and intercept me down south.
They can beat you with the border.
That's true.
Wet Coaster says, I thought Land Monkey had all the Earth caches memorized for the entire west coast of North America.
Yeah.
I thought the Land Monkeys had found all the Earth caches in North America, but
not yet. Yeah, and definitely not that one in West Richland. Grr. Oh well.
And there's one more that just popped up. This one's from Brylang. So he says, who got the email from Groundspeak today saying one or more of your geocaches have a need maintenance log? Apparently it was sent to all cachers who have a cache in that state.
I didn't get one myself.
I haven't looked, to be honest with you.
Interesting.
I checked the email before we went on, and I didn't get that email, so...
Yeah, that's a boo-boo, then, if they send it out to everyone in that state.
Of course, I think I have one active cache that currently is in maintenance mode, so... Which... I happen to have a newly painted Altoids tin right here ready to go out there, so...
Ooh, newly painted.
Newly
no
painted.
wonder you have the fumes, the spray paint fumes in your podcast studio.
No, I did it outside.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Moore says what's really needed to protect the coin is a bad cop. That's not necessarily true. The bad cop doesn't always protect coins. Coins, are secure, but never in the right hands. So, Land Monkey, is there going to be even more footage from this journey to the center of the Earth that you took?
Yes, there certainly will be. And if you check us out at youtube.com/landmonkey, you will find that we're going to post it up next week. The first of the episodes will go up. And before you do that, though, we do have one more short audio clip for you. So that's a wrap for the 2015 Tri-Cities Geocoin Challenge. Land Monkey's got our Geocoin. People are slowly trickling back into the park. The music is playing us out. And that is the end of this adventure. We hope you had a great time listening to it, and we really encourage you to come down here and check it out next year.
Well, I had a great time listening to it here, so...
I feel like I was there.
Amazing audio. Yeah.
And I really wish I could have joined you.
It would have been more fun with you guys there, but we still had a good time.
Well, thank you. And we will have more fun together on Saturday the 18th.
Be there or be square.
Yeah. Where I'm
I'm
get to
square.
ogle your Geocoin in person and enjoy the... I always get it wrong. Is it wintertime summer games or summertime winter games?
Summertime winter games.
Okay, there you go. I'm looking forward to it. I keep hearing more about it, and I'm getting more excited the closer it gets.
So are we. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
So as you wrapped the audio bites, I think we're going to wrap this episode. We're right at about half an hour, which is our target for once. And it's a hot, sweaty night here in Wits End HQ podcast studio. I looked at the thermometer just before we went on. It was 86 degrees inside the garage here, which I think is about 30 C for you people up north. And I'm going to go find some iced tea and hang out on the deck with my wife. So before we do that, assuming that someone out there listening wanted to connect with us, how would they go? Where would they go? What would they find us?
Shall I go first?
Why not?
Please do.
Jump in.
You've had the most adventures.
Well, if you want to follow our Land Monkey geocaching adventures or send us some video or audio or threatening emails, you can contact us at Twitter or on Twitter at LandMonkeyGC. That's also for Instagram at LandMonkeyGC. On Facebook, just look us up under Team Land Monkey, and on YouTube, Land Monkey.
And Bad
I
Cop?
myself am on Twitter. Did you know? CachingNW. You can go to facebook.com/CachingNW. You can go to Google+. That's google.com/plus CachingNW.
Oh, yeah. Those crazy Googles. I have the same...
things right.
I know. I have the same inconsistent issue. I am Wits End on Twitter, on Facebook, on geocaching.com, on LO, on almost everything except Google+, which you have to find me at google.com/plus WitsEnd US, because apparently I had to add the US. They wouldn't let me take it off. We'll see if maybe someday we can petition them.
I thought that was Wits End Us, like you're just inclusive of everyone.
Yes.
Everybody,
Well, yeah.
Let's be together.
It's to separate me from the Wits End Canada.
The Wits End them.
Yeah. Wits End CA, Wits End US. I should go find witsend.ca.
There you go.
That would have the set. I have to actually visit
set.
first before.
It's a match set.
MX.
Yeah.
Wits End NA. There you go.
All right.
All right, we're going to wrap this up, guys. Folks, we want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. And remember, you can be a part of this show. Call 253-693-TFTC. Leave us a comment, ask a question, or sing show tunes any time of the day or night. And, of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingNW.com. Also, your support helps to keep quality shows coming. If you would like a quality show, you should really support us. Please click the PayPal button on the cachingNW.com website. This show is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2015 by Chris Umfenauer.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night, all. And we're free of the recording. If you would like a quality show, really?
Good luck with that, your host.
You timed that exactly right with the music clip. I watched the counter count to 0 as you said Chris's last name.
We're getting good at this. We should consider doing a podcast, on a weekly. Oh wait.
We should consider doing a quality show.
You should, yeah. Now that we've got them down weekly, let's do a quality show.
Nah.
Yeah, the first 100 are throwaways anyway. So
Okay.
now that we're in the triple digits here.
Is that like the first batch of pancakes?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's right.
Okay.
It's the first one.
Journey to the center of the earth. Did the land monkeys go to Toronto?
Well, we did last winter. We have one episode of us in Toronto.
I saw a little thing this week about the geographic center of the United States, and it's actually up in like North Dakota if you consider Alaska. Otherwise, it's down closer to Kansas or whatever.
I was going to say, isn't it near Iowa?
So,
Three Hams and a Rose has a great sense of humor. How much will a quality show set me back?
and all I can say is start donating, and we'll let you know when you get there.
Once we feel that there's enough
Absolutely.
for us
That's
to
right.
actually have a quality show,
Yeah.
You'll get one. We promise.
For a lot more than a latte a day, you could have a quality show.
What Coaster says Toronto is the center of the universe, not just the Earth. However, I've been to Fremont, where the signs clearly state that Fremont is the center of the known universe. So
It is true. I have not seen such a sign in Toronto, so regardless
there
of
you
what
go.
the people in Toronto think,
They may feel they're the center of the universe, but they don't have a sign that says so. Or
They don't
a
got the
that
sign.
says keep door closed at all times.
yeah.
yeah, or
I'm wondering if I could take that sign with me. Do you think anybody would notice? Anyway, doesn't that look good back in Bad Cop HQ?
absolutely, absolutely. Just trying to. I don't have any of my signs in my office here. It's
Oh
weird.
no. It's a wicked generation that looks for a
It's a
sign.
wicked and adulterous generation that asks for a sign. Yes.
That's awesome.
But don't ask me what's behind me here.
Are you wicked and adulterous?
I was
Just wicked.
Does that mean I'm acting like an adult?
I was working a side job on a local college campus this weekend, and as we were loading the trucks, I carried this 12-foot ladder out, and like a Keystone Cop comedy, I turned too quickly and clipped a parking lot sign behind me and heard the aluminum sign clatter to the ground. I didn't even have to turn around. I knew what it was. And somebody in the group said, "Oh, I think it was my son." He said, "You should take that back to the garage and hang it up in your bucket." I said, "No."
As tempting as it might be. Oh, that's
The
funny.
Coaster says he missed it from before. Why are you in the garage?
He was
Because he
jealous.
can't behave himself.
Yes,
Mrs. Bad Cop won't let him back in the house.
exactly. The doghouse is too small, so I've been moved out to the garage. Why? Don't you like the acoustics in the garage? Look,
It's because you're wicked and adulterous. That's why you're in the garage.
And we're going
I've
downhill.
got my sign.
Oh my goodness.
I am actually on vacation this week, so this is the only location which I could barricade off and keep people out of.
So, in case anybody's wondering where the bad cop goes on vacation,
I go to a garage. Yeah.
Doesn't he look relaxed though?
he does.
And a little pale, actually.
We just thought it was a reflection from the lovely white soundstage.
White and echoey. Echoey.
Oh, that's too good. Too rich. Too rich. Well, we have a couple of entries from